Hi, my name is Eliza Morris, but I go by Liza. I am an associate professor of physics in Sac State, so CSU Sacramento, California State University, Sacramento. HSI STEM Hub really provided a community where people could get together and still talk, right? Still share ideas. All of the different ones I participated in were really useful and valuable. When I started as a faculty member, like lots of us at HSIs, we are underfunded. We are trying to have classes work for all the students. When you're trying to make sure all students are successful and you can't really implement active learning in the way you would want to implement active learning because of this large class size, you have to think of other creative solutions to have that happen, right? We had to come up with a way to be able to increase that active learning in the classroom without funds. So what we developed was this thing called integrative peer leadership. As a student, if you have a project in your class, you'll have something where you have to put more effort in, right? More energy, more studying, more preparation. And so that's your 1 week where you're serving as this peer leader. And so by having that week and having that group of students serve or will help out as a peer leader during their week, we're able to run a really high intensity active learning classroom where you have all these students who are currently enrolled helping out as peer leaders. We need to figure out if this IPLP, the Integrated Peer Leadership Program, can stand toe to toe with the LA program. Like that's the real question we're trying to ask, because if we can see the kind of results you have in these learning assistant programs with the IPLP, then we can feel comfortable trying to kind of spread that, right? So you can have essentially this nice in-class peer leadership element where you don't have the same costs associated with the learning assistant program. And so if it turns out that it can go toe-to-toe with it, then we want to try to disseminate it further. So my idea for that one is to start to do some professional development programs, bringing people in and helping train them in that format beyond just the physics department, right? So I'm physics, but bio could do things like that, Kim, a lot of the STEM disciplines. I wanted to share with other people to see if there are others who would be interested in that format of teaching, and then I can share ideas and help them get started on it if they want to. But also I was interested just in talking with other people about opportunities that they have, that they want to, create collaborations. I've already talked with, we have, I think, one other physicist who's here with me, and we've been talking about how we really, really want to see more culturally informed information in our physics textbooks, right? So right now it's very challenging to get any culturally relevant physics content. And so we're trying to figure out where we could find that, right? So it's different now than it was when I was a student. But there is not a single person who is not white in our department. Not one. And we are an HSI. A lot of my students are Hispanic. And so they have a very different experience. And if they're like me when I was a student and they're seeing the people teaching them, and those people don't look anything like them, I can appreciate how they might start to question whether or not they belong there. I think that until we have more people pushing to try to do this work, get those students to stay, they're not going to move on to those PhDs, right? They're not going to go out and get faculty positions. And so everyone needs to be a part of doing this work. If you were at a university, right, that does not yet have the kind of diversity that we're hoping to see, that you are kind of alone. And it's through hubs like this that you can create that community. So it's like sometimes people ask, why do you have employee affinity groups, right? It's because within your department, you might be totally underrepresented, but if you bring together a group from across the university, all of a sudden you're not. And so I think that's what's happening here as well, is that you have people with these common experiences or common interests that are banding together to try to get work done.